What's up, guys? My name is Josh, and today I'm going to give my thoughts, and we're going to be discussing the story about the guy who jumped off the 11th deck of Symphony of the Seas. Well, that's right, folks. I am sure by now you have heard the story. If you haven't, I'm going to give you the quick, brief rundown. So, last week on board Symphony of the Seas, a gentleman by the name of Nick Nadev, he's 27, he decided it would be funny, him and his friends. It was a publicity stunt for them, so they went into this kind of knowing that, you know, or hoping that this video would go viral, and, you know, that they would kind of become famous, if you will, off of this video. And so Nick proceeds to stand up on the balcony of their 11th deck balcony on board Symphony of the Seas, and you know, if you've seen the video, you'll see that his friends brace him, and he jumps, flares his arms, and down he goes, dropping into the water in Nassau. They were docked in the port of Nassau that day. What immediately strikes me about this is there have already been many stories just in the last month of people kind of falling off of cruise ships and like not being. I can think of immediately off my head 3. The most recent one being, I believe, also last week on board Harmony of the Seas. It was a 16-year-old boy, and he actually fell onto the pier in Labadee and died, and he was only on the 8th deck. Now, yeah, that's still high up, but our friend Nick here was on the 11th deck, and he jumped willingly. This kid, what happened, he was 16 years old, and he locked himself out of his room, and so somehow he got into an adjacent balcony and tried to climb around, slipped, fell, and unfortunately passed away. That happened in Labadee last week as well. So it is a little strange to me that Mr. Nick thought it would be funny to do this stunt. Nonetheless, he did sustain some minor injuries. It says that he posted on Instagram the next day or so to some of the people commenting in that his legs were fine, but his neck and tailbone were hurt, and he was sore in his neck for about 3 days after the stunt. So I wonder why, buddy, you just jumped 11 stories onto basically concrete. I mean, if there's no waves, it's basically concrete. Let's give this man an award. So what happened to him? What happened when he fell in the water? Well, you watch the video, you can see that he's swimming, so he isn't knocked unconscious. He doesn't immediately die. He doesn't get eaten by a shark or anything. A small boat picked him up. One of the local boats right there picked him up, brought him over to the pier, and he thought, oh, I'm just going to stroll back onto the boat. And Royal Caribbean was like, no, no, no. They caught him right there at the pier. They actually saw the whole thing on their security system, as well as their man overboard alarms went off. And so they stopped him right there at the pier and was like, no, it's time for you to leave. You gotta go. And not only did they kick Nick off, they kicked off everybody in his party. And all the people that were up there on the balcony filming and balancing him, they thought it was so funny. Well, guess what? You're off the boat. Find your own way home. So he was kicked off the ship immediately there in Nassau, and also banned for life. Him and his friends banned for life, not allowed on a Royal Caribbean cruise ship ever, ever, ever again. And not only just Royal Caribbean, but it was Royal Caribbean's parent company. So Celebrity is in there. There's a couple other ones in there that Royal Caribbean owns. I don't think Regent is Regent. No, Regent's Norwegian. But there are other kind of parent companies as well. He's not going to be allowed on those either. And Royal Caribbean has made a statement, quote, they are exploring legal action in regards to this incident. So, you know, who knows what's going to happen. Now, Nick was taken to the authorities there in Nassau, and they just kind of slapped him on the wrist, said don't do that again, and let him go. You know, I wish they kind of would have done more than that, but whatever, you know, it is what it is. So, you know, I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Let me know down below. What do you guys think? Do you think Royal Caribbean got it right with this one by kicking him off the ship? Me, personally, I do. Coming from someone his age, you know, he was 27, I'm 21, I can tell you, I think this is a great idea. They need to stop this before it becomes a problem. Because once you let one do it, then it's going to be like the new thing, and everybody's going to be trying to do it. So, I think that they're trying to get out in front of to this and be like, no, this is an absolute no-go. And this is not the first time somebody's jumped off a cruise ship. You can YouTube, and there's been other times it's happened. But this one, I think what made this stand out is the social impact of it, that it was shared very rapidly. Not only that, it was from the 11th deck. All the ones I've seen have been kind of lower, like maybe decks 5, the bow of the ship, that kind of thing. When you're getting up at the 11th deck, I mean, I am really, really shocked. Nick got very lucky that he did not kind of, you know, break an ankle or a knee or have any kind of leg or lower body injuries, and he still may, you know, they may just have not, the feelings may not have set in yet. So, very lucky to him. But yeah, do let me know, guys, down below what you guys think. That's gonna do it for this video. Leave a comment, a like, and share this video with anybody that has not heard this story yet. Until next time, we'll see you out there on the seas. Bye, guys.